this year marks 10 years since the Anti album, right? Mighty funny. Also, at the beginning around this year, Rihanna was popped by an unknown person, and then they found out who it was and then charged her the bond of $10 million, right? So I went down the rabbit hole. I don't know if y'all did. And I went through a couple of interviews with Rihanna. She started switching the story up of when she first met Jay-Z. Because when she first came out and she was telling that story, I'm assuming Jay-Z threatened her life and threatened X, Y, and Z, and told her to change what she was saying, because that's what Sagittarius do. Sagittarius is gaslighting, will manipulate you and basically coach you on how to talk and think and etc. So that way you don't have a mind of your own. You guys do realize that P. Diddy and Jay-Z was actually born the same year and both got Sharon Carter? Combs, S-E-S-C. And they both born on the 4th. One is born in November, which makes him a Scorpio. The other one is born of December 4th, which makes him a Sag. Honestly, I've had to deal with somebody that was born December 4th, and he was a Sag. And he was like 36 years old at the time when I met him. And I can honestly say, speaking for Rihanna, I see why she wasn't able to do X, Y, and Z and this, that, and the third. Because that man was abusive. He was emotionally abusive, physically abusive, mentally abusive. And then he also tried to control me in the way that I acted around people and the way that I acted and talked to people that he was around. Basically, he was trying to groom me. You know what I'm trying to say? As well as I can believe the situation with Rihanna. Because I ain't gonna lie to you. One thing about it and two things for sure. With that Sag, he was one of those individuals where I can literally say he was dark, demonic, and low vibrational. And whatever it took for him to get what he wanted is exactly what the fuck this nigga would do. I ain't even gonna lie to you guys. Like, he would do anything possible to get what the hell he wanted, even if it meant crossing over his own friend. Jay-Z's a life path 5. As well as the guy I'm talking about, he was a life path 5. Beyonce also is a life path 5. In case you guys don't understand what a life path 5 is, in a positive thought, it can be for changes and transformation and humanitarian thought processes within the work and bring forth the actual evolution of the possible of positivity and enlightenment and light and love within this world, right? However, the music that Jay-Z and Beyonce has been putting out was not ever really giving love and light. It was giving infidelity, lies, curses, issues, dark secrets, skeletons, and some motherfucking more shit. So on the dark side of life path number 5, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, they have this pessimistic thought process, lower vibrational, sacral, superficial thought process. They're very matrionically attached to things within this present world, as well as they're very much do anything for power. Now, I had a life path number 5 mom, and I had a life path number 4 daddy. I just end up to be the life path number 9, so that way I wasn't being able to, be hoodwinked and manipulated and etc. That's the reason why my parents actually were good parents. That's the reason why they are passed away now, because death is usually a rebirth, a ego death, a thought process of the spiritual ascension. So usually the good die young because of the fact that they have to actually go through another life path and go to finish their mission, basically. However, as long as before they end up getting into a bad heart, that's when they pass. So when things end up being too bad for them, or certain things can end up changing their heart, is when or something can happen for them to pass, so that way their heart does not change. Now, those that's still alive, that's living long as hell, but they evil as fuck. Because you ever wonder why motherfuckers be long as hell, evil as shit? Well, the truth is they were supposed to have been died, but at the same time, the reason why they weren't is because every time they were actually destiny swapping with people that did actually pass away. The people that did actually pass away around these individuals weren't supposed to pass away. However, they took their lifespan and ended up extending theirs at that point in time, so it comes to a point where they live longer. Reason why my grandma ended up being like 75, 76 years old, and she beat cancer, breast cancer, kidney cancer, and then on top of that had over 50 different illnesses. She was doing voodoo and roots on her brothers and sisters, and they were passing away. Every time I look, we see a family member. You know X, Y, and Z passed away? Because my grandma did roots and voodoo. Yes, we know. We know. Baby, why? This woman right here trying to live. Help take her out. So honestly, at this point in time, what we need to really do, because this is the 10th year anniversary of the Anti-album, and Rihanna can't come out with music technically because that last album was the last album she needed to make, and they already had portrayed her on that album. If y'all don't remember, going back in 2016, Beyonce had came out with that Lemonade Formation album at that same exact point. They hurried up and rushed Rihanna's album because they wanted to sit over here and basically sacrifice her whole situation so that way she wouldn't be able to stay stable in the industry after not being able to make music. If y'all get what I'm putting down. While also at the same point in time being at a rivalry against Beyonce because her album came out, so it was going to technically push Beyonce's album up. That's what they was intending for it to happen. I don't know about y'all, but in 2016, I was listening. Didn't I tell you that I was a savage? Fuck with Beyonce's Lemonade braids. And the funnier part about that is, if you actually watch the whole situation with the Beyonce's music videos and etc., those was actual and thought processes to put out into the mindset and control that y'all was still over here sacrifice because it was cornbread and collard greens, bitch. Beyonce all her life has been insecure and intimidated and very, very low vibrational. She's a Virgo, bro. Anybody that knows a low vibrational Virgo that has not healed and has not been taking the time to heal, she was forced into the industry by her dad. And at that point in time, when she was forced into the industry, she obviously took the wrong route of the thought process because she ended up becoming on the bad side of the thought process instead of the good, because she was forced into the industry as a Virgo. So that means whatever she sees that's attracting her eyes, that look good, that make her feel good, is where she's going to go towards. So whatever she got to do to get towards that, she's going to do. That's the reason why it's a Bonnie and Clyde, Jay-Z, Beyonce. Because Beyonce know Jay-Z was going to help keep that status and do X, Y, and Z as long as Beyonce was riding and dying. I don't know if you guys remember, but Rihanna had came out with the thought process song of Better Have My Money. That was about Jay-Z and Beyonce. Because the fact that they fucked up her album, and she knew it was going to get messed up, and she knew what was going to happen, and they was messing with her money. They actually owed her money before that album even dropped. And she was basically putting it out there like, hey, y'all don't know me well enough. Don't call me on my bluff. Pay me my money. Y'all think y'all coming for? Because her being from, I think it's called Barbados. Yeah, they don't play. They can be real, real sweet, loving, kind, kindred folks and souls and etc., right? But they really don't play. She was warning them to let them know, like, y'all need to cut me from this contract. Y'all need to cut me from this record label, etc., because if y'all don't, and y'all playing with my motherfucking money knowing that that's what I deserved, and y'all been fucking around with me since I was a child, obviously I'm going to send that motherfucking shit back. I already been exposing everything in the motherfucking industry. Rihanna's life path number being a 3, that means the spirits are always communicating over her, watching over her. Like, literally, the reason why she didn't get popped and her kids didn't get hurt is because she's covered. That's the main reason why Beyonce and Jay-Z can't take her down, is because she's covered. And they know and understand that shit. You guys stop following these lower vibrational life path numbers, because the only reason they're in the Billionaires Club and at the top where they actually are is because of the choices and decisions that they choose to make to get to where they are. At the end of the day, look at Justin Bieber being a life path number 9. Okay, look at what he went through. Okay, because of his life path and him destroying the industry and putting everything out in the forefront and doing what he was supposed to be doing. We do what we're supposed to do because we're supposed to release the bad things. We're not supposed to hold on to it. Okay, shit the fuck, hello.